Hello, my name's Andy Nivison, Anaplan Customer Success Business Partner based in Connecticut. I work with the New York Metro and Tri-State regions, and I've been with Anaplan about 4.5 years, and I come from a lineage of enterprise performance and management software companies. I'm happy to be here.
Hey guys, my full name is Sreekanth Kumar. Everybody calls me Sree. I am also a customer success business partner like my colleagues here. I live in Princeton, New Jersey. Handsome? Don't know about that yet. But I live in Princeton, New Jersey, and if anybody knows American football, my role in the company is that of an offensive lineman in a football game. I only get noticed when things go wrong.
Hi everyone, Maria Longo. I'm a customer success business partner. I've been with Anaplan for just about a year. Prior to Anaplan, I was working in the CPM space for over a decade, so lots of exposure to clients and implementations, and that's really a lot of what it is that I do today as a customer success business partner, working not necessarily on the day-to-day implementations, but really working on relationships with the clients, ensuring that they're enabled, and working with them on our strategic relationships on where Anaplan can bring value.
So you've already described, what are some of your key responsibilities here at Anaplan?
I would say probably even initially during the sales cycle, right? It's just getting involved in the account as soon as possible, helping perhaps during the scoping process, during the actual implementation, being involved with the implementation partner during key milestones. So maybe that's during sprint reviews, steering committee meetings, being responsible for enablement, being responsible for expansion, as I mentioned earlier, as clients begin to see the value of Anaplan and helping kind of drive that vision within the organization. So I don't know if you've got anything else to add, Sree.
The offensive line is what makes a quarterback and running back and the rest of the team score points. So from my perspective, the quarterback is the account executive, the running back and the rest of the offense is pretty much the entire village in Anaplan. In addition, we are scoring points mainly so the customer can win. So my role is basically to make sure the customer succeeds, and therefore my title, right? Customer Success Business Partner.
Yeah, the one thing I'd like to add to that too is, being here for 4.5 years, one of the senior members of the team, is that I call myself sort of the concierge to all things Anaplan.
Yeah.
So it's like we deal from the macro issues to helping steer and organize customer relationships and really driving customer adoption, all the way down to the micro level, to the daily in and out, the daily firefighting, if you will, of trying to make sure we're solving customer issues. So I like the concierge analogy.
I think I have the best question among all the questions we got here. The question I got is, what are some of the most enjoyable aspects of your role?
You want me to go take that one first?
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Thank you. So the most enjoyable part for me is that each day looks different, right? Each client, each implementation comes with its own set of challenges, its own set of, opportunities to learn something new. So I just like that it's not mundane and, every day's new.
Yeah, I think to build on the learning part, coming into Anaplan and the fact that Anaplan has grown so quickly and we've expanded into so many different use case areas across our customers' companies and their operations, it's interesting to see how Anaplan can be adopted across whether it's sales, finance, operations, and we get to interact with all these different business unit teams. So for me, being able to work with a company, some fairly sizable Fortune 100 companies and understand the complexities of their operation and really see how we interact is really interesting and challenging. And then working with the individual teams, really trying to build out a connected planning vision is really important. So yeah, to me, that's the stimulating part of what we do here at Anaplan.
Right.
I can't think of any other job where, or I don't know anybody else who gets paid to be taught. Right. So I am taught by the customers, and if you're a customer watching this, you asked me so many questions so many times, so thank you.
How does your role impact Anaplan's customers? Oh, Andy, you go first.
Boy, I'm just thinking of most recently, I'm working with literally a Fortune 50 company right now. They have a very strategic vision of how they want to adopt and drive business process optimization through Anaplan. So my job is really, trying to help facilitate that in an effective and efficient way. So to me, is playing that role is a direct correlation to impacting a customer's, whether it's profitability or their cost and revenue optimization. That to me is where I feel like I'm contributing the most value to our customers. as well as really trying to help facilitate their journey with Anaplan.
The fact that some customers have called me and said, thanks to you and your product, we now don't have to work on the weekends, or I can actually spend more time doing more meaningful work,
right,
personally,
right,
and professionally. That to me, is an icing on the cake for me.
Yeah, and that's funny you mentioned that quote about not working on the weekends. Actually, just recently I had a client tell me verbatim, this was the first time we went through, our budgeting cycle where I was left alone on the weekends, where I actually had my weekends during that process. So to me, that made me so happy and so proud that Anaplan was able to help this guy, have his weekend.
What's a common question you get from your customers?
Oh, can you provision me more workspace?
Yeah, exactly, right? All the time. Why does it cost so much? No, that's another story.
Talk to your AE.
No, but on a serious note, like some of the common ones I've been getting, at least more recently, I've been noticing that as my clients, as Anaplan has been growing within the organizations, a lot of common questions I have are how they can build Anaplan knowledge within their company, how they can best develop a center of excellence. So really, I've begun to have a lot of conversations about that, which is pretty cool.
A lot of the time they ask me either, hey, where can I find the right resources, right, to fill jobs in, which is a great sign for us as a company, because that means that they want to expand on the use cases or build talent in-house.
Right.
And so on those lines, those are the questions I get mostly, saying, things about how do I get my existing, resources trained further? And the other thing is also, where can I hire more Anaplan talent? That's kind of the things that I usually get.
I just had that same conversation, and to the point where this company I mentioned before, I'm actually helping interview some of their candidates.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, it's
Were
good.
you one of them?
No.
Watch out.
No.
Just
I'm
kidding.
committed, invested here.
I think that tells how much they trust you, right? I mean, the fact that you've become really this trusted advisor, that they're including you in their hiring process.
Right. Yeah, and so their commentary is, so where can I find more talent? And then how do I groom more talent? So then it turns to the enablement conversation. Your turn.
My turn to ask the next question, right. So what is something that customers don't know about you or your department that they should know?
We're a client's direct access to someone, to have a more deep dive conversation on data integrations, or becoming, further enabled, getting them more training, becoming a master Anaplanner, helping them select an implementation partner. So really, their customer success business partner is really should be a client's point of contact, not only when things need to be escalated or they need additional workspace or they need to understand how much workspace has been consumed. We really should be that trusted advisor, someone that they can go to when they need additional information to pull in the right resources from within Anaplan.
But what a lot of customers don't realize is that we come to the table with a lot of deep backgrounds, both in implementation strategy and what I call use case knowledge. I think that's the value add we bring. It's just sort of implicit. And it's the quality of people we've hired since our organization's grown, like yourselves. We're bringing that bigger knowledge base. So we can help with the implementation, but also provide that other practical, deeper experience level.
Yeah, great points.
Yep.
So last question, what does connected planning mean to you?
You want to take it first, or you want me to take it?
Sure, I'll go first, and you can add on to that.
And you can't say the honeycomb, it's just a honeycomb. You've got to actually tell me.
That's true.
What does it mean?
What does connected planning mean to you? I actually will draw an analogy, or I'll try my best.
Football?
So, no, it's going to be a different one.
Soccer?
No. It's going to be...
Sports?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Good, thank you. It's going to be with my 9-year-old son. So my son always comes and asks me, it's like he knows more about life than I do already. So he comes and asks me, he's like, why do I need to learn English, math, science, history, geography, blah, 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 all the subjects when you don't even use half of it in your life, right? And then I was like, I don't know.
It's pretty deep.
I know.
For a 9-year-old.
Right. So I had to draw some analogy with respect to, I actually did think about connected planning when I tried to answer the question to him. You need to learn every single aspect of what you're learning in school, whether it be math and science or biology or whatever it is, because you're giving yourself the best option to create better outcomes at a later point in time, right? So you may not be able to connect the dots now, but if you don't create the dots now, you won't even be able to connect the dots for your future in your life to make yourself successful. And so I kind of drew that analogy with respect to my son. Again, I mean, is it the perfect analogy? I don't know. What do you think?
It's close.
Close? Okay.
It's good, but I think going back to the idea of a foundation. A lot of customers that we walk into, they're sort of immature in their train of thought because they're sort of very isolated and they're just thinking, I need to solve my immediate business problems. I'm going to find a solution. But then as soon as we start to elevate the conversation, it becomes, let's start talking more extensively across your company.
Right.
Because when we look at your strategic plan, the strategic plan is very strategic, but then it just goes back into its disparate parts. We want to give you the opportunity to try to connect those parts through a connected planning platform.
And I think a lot of times it's not even the customer's fault for not seeing that full vision, because
True.
I think that historically there have been point solutions, and there haven't been platforms like Anaplan where you can go across business processes. So I think everyone's just so focused on, okay, I have an issue with finance, so I need to build out my P&L and my planning. So they're kind of just zeroed in on that because they're not used to the fact that there's this whole world with Anaplan where it's a single solution that can kind of accommodate all of these different business problems.
Well, thank you everyone for taking time out of your day to join us and learn a little bit more about what we do here at Anaplan Customer Success.
Please reach out to your customer success business partner so you can learn more about their role for your organization.
Hopefully you know who they are. First, find out who your customer success business partner is,
good
and
point.
then reach out to them.
Reach out, get to know them, get to understand how they can help you, and let them know how they can help you. So on that note, thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.